Finding nothing open on the first floor, he searched frantically on the second until he saw an opening. Not a true opening, really. More like a largish space between two poorly parked bikes, just a few yards from the elevator door. Probably not part of the official parking plan, but it was definitely going to be part of his. Zach pulled off his helmet and chained it to the seat, taking off at a jog for the elevator. Squishing. Damn it. His shoes were still wet. He looked down as he got on the elevator and pushed the button for the 11th floor, and caked with dried mud. He hadn't had time to go digging for different shoes, so he'd shoved his feet into the boots he'd worn out in a flooded field getting rain gauge figures for Simon. He glanced up at the glowing red numbers above the door, caught his reflection in the semi-shiny metal-plated walls, and scrubbed his fingers through his dark hair. It didn't have the time to dry either, being encased in a helmet. And he kind of needed a haircut. Oh well, no turning back now. Just as the elevator showed him passing floor number 7, his cell buzzed at his hip, and he pulled it out of its clip to see Elijah's name. It was the 3rd missed call since he'd left the site and didn't show up back at the house. He'd pay hell, he knew that, but he didn't have time to ante up right then. He took a deep breath as the number 11 announced itself with a ding, and he blew it out slowly as the doors opened. "Shake it off, Zach," he whispered, flexing and reflexing his fingers. "You got this." He stepped out into a buzzing reception area with television screens circling the room above his head, each one on a different channel, all affiliated with the Infinity Network. Men in suits, all with some version of a tie, along with some very sweet eye candy, moved as if someone hit fast forward. Not one woman wore pants or slacks or anything below the knee that he could see. In fact, several had form-fitting skirts riding the other direction. It was a pretty people's smorgasbord. "Can I help you?" asked an attractive blonde, with curls that wound down to settle sexily on her chest, which, by the way, was displayed nicely. She looked like she'd have legs for days, too, but they were hidden under the semicircle reception desk. "Yes, I hope so," Zach said, walking to the desk and picking up a pen at random. He needed something to move among his fingers and work off the nervous energy. As he made eye contact, he noticed her skin pink up just from the intensity of his gaze. "Well, well. I'm here for a meeting with Nicole Bryan." "Oh, yes," the blonde said, tilting her head with a smile. "Mr. Chase, Miss Bryan told me you were coming." "I'm a couple of minutes late." "And she just got out of another meeting, so it's all good," the blonde said, her soft, honey accent making his mind take off to places with her he had no business going. "Just have a seat right there, Mr. Chase," she said. "Would you like some coffee or water?" "Water would be fantastic," he said, hoping she would have to get up. And he was rewarded. Blonde Girl had on a tight little dark red skirt that moved with her like it was painted on. Zach shook his head free of the distraction. He had to remain professional. The meeting with Infinity could change everything, assuming his family, namely Elijah, would play along. It could put them on the map as one of the top crews in their field, giving them credit and notoriety, endorsement funding, recognition. Jonah Boudreaux's little peon crew would be left in their dust. Not that that was the driving factor, but it was certainly a card to play with Eli. His cell buzzed again, and he clicked it out, figuring it was better to take the heat now and get it over with. "Yeah," he answered. "Where are you?" came the deep and disapproving tone of his older brother. Zach licked his lips and looked around him. "Yeah, not yet." "A meeting?" "A meeting," Eli echoed. "What happened to the wrap-up?" Eli's need to go back to the house and debrief after every field operation bordered on obsessive, in Zach's opinion. For the big stuff, funnel clouds and shelf formation,